School culture is shaped by all adults in the school community. It is therefore essential that everyone monitors and nurtures that culture continually, especially when things are going well. Early, low-tension conversations about relationships and potential issues are far easier and more constructive than crisis discussions. Developing a dignity, respect at work or DRAW charter and policy is an effective way to embed respectful practice. A staff-created DRAW charter ensures that the ethos of dignity remains visible, provides a clear framework for handling difficult conversations, and prevents small hurts from festering into larger problems. Regular reflection, open dialogue, and shared ownership keep workplace respect and well-being on the school's agenda. School culture is central to staff well-being and mental health. We spend 6 to 8 hours daily for up to 40 years or more of our lives at school. So we deserve workplaces that nourish us and protect our dignity. Every school faces challenges. Leadership isn't about being in charge, but about caring for those in your charge. Leaders must often bridge relationships between staff and management, especially when tensions arise. Developing a DRAW charter creates a structured space to sit together, connect, and check in how everyone is doing. It prompts honest reflection on individual needs and how the community can meet them. Crucially, a charter defines a shared gold standard for behaviour, especially during conflict, making it easier to hold one another accountable and maintain a respectful, supportive environment that sustains well-being and serves the school's educational mission. As teachers, we often fail to see school as a workplace and as a result neglect our own needs. Our psyches are tuned into the needs of the children, parents, and the broader school community. The goal then, or the end as Covey might put it, is to ensure that our school is a needs-meeting workplace where we can go about the business of teaching and learning in an atmosphere that is mindful of our dignity and is the best place to work that it can be. Sitting down together and identifying how we want our school culture to be is the first action towards achieving this goal. If we get the culture right, our well-being will be nourished and we will be actively investing in reflective practice and a culture of improvement. And make no mistake, we all have an individual and collective responsibility to make sure that the compass for our school culture is set to our best selves and is routinely maintained and repaired. Yes, we can all have a bad day, but we are modelling what decent behaviour looks like for the children in our care. We are always being watched. Dignity and respect at work is based on the premise that being clear is kind. We have a duty to ensure that all staff are aware of what is expected of them and what they can expect in return. Clarity brings a sense of security. Lack of clarity leads to conflict and angst. Core to this is clarity around our values. The what then of developing a DRAW charter is sitting down and taking the time to clarify what our core values are and what our school culture should look like in practice. Our school culture will always follow the path illustrated by the light of our values. The byproduct of this is that we are all empowered to broach those difficult conversations because we have all been involved in the process of how that might look. We need at this point to differentiate two terms, policy and charter. A charter is what we have charted for ourselves. It is best developed by all staff through an ongoing process taking one or more terms to ensure full participation and ultimately ownership. It should reflect our own context, values and vision. The Charter is created by us to empower and protect. It clarifies our values, vision and rights. It is our agreement on how we treat each other on a day-to-day basis. It includes our first and preferred informal way of dealing with conflict when it arises. Policies are often generic and modified. They are for the most part de facto with little room for nuance. They point to procedures and rights. Our positive school culture is a product built by an intentional process. It cannot and must not be left to chance. Investing in your draw conversations provides the playbook for this intentional process and provides the roadmap for nourishing a positive school culture. It makes what we expect clear to everyone. The process is much more important than the product, as collective ownership is the key. And the process continues long after the draw charter is on the wall and the draw policy is on the shelf. We need to remind ourselves regularly about this journey we are on at every staff meeting. This is what gives it value, keeps it on our radar, and ensures that complacency does not creep in. The draw process is founded on 6 pillars. As we go through them, let me pose a few questions. How many of you, when asked, could list off the top 3 values that as a school community you want to be known for? Does your school vision inspire? Is it known by all? What do you do when you pass a room, say, and someone is shouting? Again, someone who is difficult or maybe a friend. Whose role is it to address this? Do you shy away from tackling that hard conversation, bringing it up with your principal, but both of you hope that tomorrow the person will be in better form? How would your staff scale the culture of your school? Do they think things are done fairly? Are your staff empowered to sort out differences? Or do they rumble on or end up coming to you to sort out or bring to the principal? It is this kind of drilling down that helps us grow in self-awareness, both individually and collectively. The workplace survey will ask tough questions of everyone. Don't ask the questions unless you are prepared to hear the answers. However, the dividend is huge. Developing your school's draw nourishes confidence and gives everyone situational tools. Experience has shown that the vast majority of staff members in schools enjoy the process and buy into it. But this process takes courage, and you must prepare to be vulnerable. When the work is put in by a school staff to develop and to own a draw charter and policy, the following benefits will accrue. Promotes respect, fair process and accountability. Reminds us of the values we want to live by. Cultivates a needs-satisfying environment. Outlines and clarifies acceptable and appropriate behaviour. Provides preferred mechanism to deal with workplace issues. Empowers and protects all staff members. However, we must be mindful that this is only the starting point. As a collective, we must constantly revisit and remind ourselves of the contents of our charter and policy. It is the unintended consequences that really make the difference. Engaging with the draw process makes us more aware of minding each other daily. Connection grows, and with it empathy and a strong sense of team. The cure for burnout isn't and can't be only self-care. It has to be all of us caring for each other. Developing your draw serves as an insurance policy and reduces conflict and misunderstandings. But most interestingly, the process is CPD on a personal and professional level for every member of staff. Experience has shown that in schools which have engaged in the process, the staff have enjoyed the experience and really engaged with it. Why? Because it's about meeting their needs. Engaging with this process improves the quality of our lives in school and by default outside of school. However, time and timing are everything. Can you do it? Absolutely. Should it be done? Without question. Should you do it yourself? That depends. Each school is unique and will have various contexts which will guide the best time to begin the draw process. Ideally, a school leader or leaders would lead the process, but sometimes a facilitator may be the best person to launch the process and deliver the tough messages. Or maybe the school leader in School A could do it in School B and have the leader of that school lead the process in School A. Preparation will be key, and depending on your school size, should involve as many of your leadership and management team as possible. Do not water the stones. There is no point. People can only change themselves when they develop enough self-awareness. Seek out and encourage the early adapters. Remember, your intention may be honourable, but you have to ask yourself, what will the impact of introducing draw look like? You are targeting the very staff member you are seeking to bring on side. So, tread softly. Sensitivity is key. But the most important ingredient of all is time. Giving it time and giving time. It could take a year to gently deliver it all, but it will be worth every second you give. This is not rocket science, but it may be the most important process you invest in as a school leader. May the force be with you.